Hello everyone, Pallytime here. We are going to be doing some bounties on Torment 1 on my Witch Doctor. This is to show off the Witch Doctor Zombie Bear build. Up in the top right corner, you should see a video playing right now. If you want to see the guide I made for this particular build, you can click on that link, and it will take you to that video. It's not going to be there for the whole video like the other video was on the guide, if that even made any sense out of context. We're going to be heading into Act 4. This is my favorite act to farm. I can usually get out of here pretty quickly. It doesn't take very long to farm. And once again, I am using the zombie charger build that I worked up for myself and made a guide about. Now, like I said, I did make this myself. I didn't copy anyone, so I'm probably not the first person to use this build. I'm certainly not going to take credit for inventing it, but I did make it myself, and it's very, very, very fun. Very, very fun to play. Hopefully I can prove that to you in this particular video. Our first quest is to cleanse the shrine. Let's go ahead and get this started. We have 5 waves of enemies to kill. Already having to use a health potion here because they do so much AoE damage at the beginning. Try to stack my mana regen a little bit. Let's go ahead and Spirit Walk just to get out of the way of their projectiles. I threw down the Sharknado over on the right to hopefully suck the majority of them in. It worked just fine. All right, let's go ahead and drop our cooldowns. We drop the Mojo, or whatever the fuck it's called. We also get ourselves the Munchie Army out here on the board. The Big Bad Voodoo, that's what it's called. I always forget that. Again, with the Piranhas, it's good to CC these enemies, as well as give you that damage bonus. I mean, it's good for both of those things, so you definitely need to be taking advantage of that. Going through this just fine. This is wave 4, dropping the Piranha Nado again to save me from impending doom. Also, the good thing about it is you can kite enemies into it. So, like, if you need to run away, simply bring enemies into that and you'll be just fine. Did not complete the entire thing, but we did get ourselves a nice resplendent chest here with a legendary axe inside, because why not? Why wouldn't our first drop be a legendary? Bounty number 1 already completed. Let's get the fuck out of here and go to the next one. This run usually takes me between 10 and 20 minutes. I know in the first Witch Doctor build, or the first Witch Doctor video I made, I said I was trying to complete these in about half an hour. Well, in Act 4, I do that quite regularly. I can do probably about 3 an hour with my current DPS. Now, I could improve that time if I wanted to drop some of my damaging spells. You could probably pick up the Hex thing that turns you into a chicken, then you can run around faster. I mean, that would simply improve your clear time. I can also use that Spirit Walk a little bit more to get around. You know, both of those would be pretty good things. I just quite simply don't use them. I'm pretty squishy right now, actually. I don't know if you guys can tell. I mean, this is only Torment 1, and I'm actually taking a pretty considerable amount of damage because my all resist to my armor is relatively low. We have a Treasure Goblin here. Go ahead and pop all my cooldowns. Take him down fairly quickly. Go ahead and loot this stuff. You know, I might show this build in a Rift as well. I said I wanted to do a bounty run. I might do a Rift as well, because Rifts are pretty difficult, at least compared to bounties. Bounties hardly take any time at all. I mean, they're over right about the time they start. The ones like this one, where you actually have to go out into the world and find the enemy that you have to kill, I mean, sometimes those can take a little bit longer, but in Act 4, I mean, it's a lot of straight lines. So typically, you can just make your way to the end of an area and you'll see the quest marker. Speak of the Devil, it just popped up on the mini-map. You can see that my target's over to the right. So all we have to do is kill 100 enemies on the way over there. Really, really easy. That's the main reason I stick to Act 4. I think they nerfed the XP, don't quote me on that. It just seems like when the expansion first came out, I was getting a lot more XP here than I am now. I used to get about half a level every single run. That might still be the case, I don't really know. And you can see the cooldowns there. We dropped the Big Bad Voodoo and the Munchies, and they just completely annihilate everything. On top of the bear damage, I mean, it just completely wrecks everything. Now, why would you use this build over the pet build that I showed off in the first video? Well, the pet build is honestly a lot safer. The pet build is a ton safer. I mean, you basically have a wall of things to tank things for you. I mean, you have a wall of minions running into everything to make sure you don't take damage. We have a blue pack here. They look like they're mortars. What else are they? Mortars, Vampiric Electrified Vortex. Let's see how they like my Sharknado Vortex. And then bears. The Bear Vortex. I almost have cooldowns again. I'm actually gonna try to get in here, crowd control them. The safest place to be when you're fighting a mortar enemy is right under them, but unfortunately they're also electrified, so that makes it one of the least safest places to be. If that is the proper grammar, I don't know. I forgot to clear my inventory out before we started, so fuck it, I'll just leave most of the shit on the ground. That is bounty number 2 completed. Fuck it. Let's disenchant this stuff really fast. Repair my gear. Do I need any of this? Nope. 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 Story of my life. I swear I disenchant nearly every single thing that I pick up. We will take a look at that legendary axe before this video ends. Don't you worry. I know you were on the edge of your seat, right? You were like, but what's the legendary axe, Pally Time? Don't worry. Don't worry, we'll get there. Alright. Back in we go. That's 2 bounties down. 3 to go. What is this one? What do we have to do? We have to cleanse the cursed chest. So this one can actually be kind of a pain to find because you don't really know where the chest is going to be. And when you get into the Silver Spire, the areas are actually pretty vast. They're big circular areas that are connected with bridges. So it can actually be kind of hard to find your actual quest objective. We have another blue pack here. Go ahead and pop the cooldowns. Get out of their little AoEs. They have charges and they have meteors. And they teleport. All of that is on top of whatever their affixes are, which I always find these guys really, really frustrating to fight. If I'm going to die, it's going to be to these types of blues. The caster type of blues. Trying to kite backwards. I already have my cooldowns again because we've killed so many enemies. Oh, I am stuck in fire. I'm not perfect, I die. So let's see, what are they? Desecrator, fast, extra health, and electrified. Extra health explains why they haven't been killed yet. But you can see from the Grave Injustice, I believe it was called, by killing so many enemies in that area, I was able to get my totem back damn near instantly. Unfortunately, I didn't catch the munchies in time. And that's the main reason I died there. If I had the munchies taken for me, that would have been just fine. Frame rate dipping down to 4 on a motherfucking Titan. You know, why not? 4 is a good number. 4 is a pretty steady frame rate, I think. I mean, I've read a lot of reports where it's been shown that the human eye cannot detect anything higher than 4 frames per second anyway. So, you know, why not? Why don't I just record everything at 4 frames per second? Right now I'm killing stuff when I don't really have to. We have the quest marker for the cursed chest. We have enemies spawning in front of me as well. Go ahead and take them down. Pick up that gem. Using my spirit walk to go between the legs of that giant hammer guy. Try to suck all these guys in here. I need to kill a few more enemies actually to get my munchies off cooldown. We find ourselves a yellow mob. Just try to AoE him down really, really quick. Should be pretty trivial. I didn't even bother to read what his affixes were. Alright, try to do this while I still have cooldowns. We have to kill 100 enemies. This is perfect for this build. This build excels at killing a large number of enemies. We already have cooldowns out on the board. We're already using, well, they just faded. We were already using the munchies and the big bad voodoo. I'm going to go ahead and pop my spirit walk just because I need a little bit more mana. We have plenty of time. We're going to get this no problem, not even worried. The more of these small minions we kill, because of our passives, the lower our cooldowns are going to be. I have my cooldowns again, so let's AoE all this down. I should be able to cast zombie bears for the remainder of this timer. And just throw in piranhas as well to kind of trap these guys in one spot. This is what this build excels at. It's amazing. So much fun. So much fun. So you can see we more than cleared it. We're probably sitting at about 150 enemies killed. What did we get? 147. See, that was pretty close. Go ahead and check these chests. And we are done with yet another bounty. Now, a good idea when you're doing these is to also kill the boss in the respective area. I'm personally only going for blood shards and whatever these things are called. I always forget. And these rift keystones. So I don't personally do that. But if you were in this just for loot, it's a really, really good idea to just make sure you actually kill everything, rather than simply running through and only getting the bounty completed, especially in Act 4. I mean, in Act 4, all of the bosses are pretty easy to find. They're usually always in the same spots. Go ahead, CC these guys, get them off me a little bit. Alright, let's roll the dice and see if I go the right way. It could be the exact opposite direction. We have ourselves another yellow here. This one reflects damage. I'm going to wait for that buff to fade. And here we go, dropping all the cooldowns. Get her in a little Sharknado. We're going to have to Spirit Walk because I'm taking a ton of damage. Probably from the reflect damage. Oh. Go ahead and get that healing well. Looks like we didn't really need it. And she goes down, no problem. I have always been a fan of builds that do a ton of burst damage. Like in, oh, we have the Key Warden here. But no cooldowns. I'm the one who knocks. I got an achievement for something, probably something to do with knocking back a certain number of enemies at one time. Looks like one of the minions from the yellow is still up. So we're going to be doing a little bit of kiting. As I'm kiting, I'm going to try to drop these spirit barrages behind me, so we can increase our mana regen. On the move. I'm more afraid of the minion than I am of the Key Warden, honestly. He is going to be jailing us, but that's definitely not the end of the world. Almost have cooldowns again. Try to keep them crowd controlled. Try to kite them around the Sharknado. There we go. We got another Key of Evil. I think I have 4 of these now. 2 on me and 2 in my bank. So if you're trying to build the Infernal Machines, this is honestly a pretty good place to do that if you need that one specific item. I know the Key Warden, oh, we have another blue pack. The Key Warden in Act 4 used to drop all of the keys, or have a chance to drop all of the keys. Alright, Sharknado, gather these guys up. They are illusionist, they are electrified. I was way too close, taking unnecessary damage there. But because they were illusionist and because these guys just float around naturally, I definitely wanted to crowd control them as fast as possible. Look how good my internet has been lately. Isn't this the best? Isn't this the best? Just awesome lag spikes like that? It should pass. It's been happening all day. I'm kind of wondering if they're doing maintenance on if my ISP is running some type of maintenance or something. I'm not really sure. I usually have pretty stable internet. What's my ping right now? 704. That's a good number. Like when you contact your ISP and you're like, oh shit, I'm not really ready for this blue pack. Number 1, because I'm lagging. Number 2, I don't have any cooldowns. Almost have cooldowns. Still lagging. Oh, this is getting sketchy. It's getting sketchy. Let's drop all of our stuff. They are frozen, so I'm having to navigate these frost pools that may or may not be there by the time my internet catches up. This is a true display of skill. Actually, it's not a display of skill at all. More than anything, it's a showcase of how strong the cooldowns on this build are. Oh, this is great. Man, this is enjoyable. That always online internet connection. I'm going to complain about a problem that people have been complaining about since Diablo's release. I can't believe I have to go online in order to play this game. What if I want to play by myself? Bullshit. I never really understood that complaint until I started getting lag spikes. Alright, we found our way to the Great Span. What are we at? We're about 13 minutes into this recording. Like I said, this run usually takes between 10 and 20 minutes. Really fast way to get XP. Really fast way to farm the resources to open the rifts. I've once again forgotten the name of it. Once again. We're not going to have our cooldown at the beginning of this, but it shouldn't be too big of a deal. Here is the boss. Oh, and our lag's back. Good. I just had a green ping. What happened? Where'd you going? Where you going, ping? Cooldown's almost ready. Once they are, all right, let's drop the piranhas. Drop everything else. Start the overwhelming swarm of the bears. Really important to rotate around him as well. Now, he is going to freeze you regardless of whether or not you're standing in these traps. It's just part of the boss mechanic. And if you ever do get caught in one of these frost things, you're going to be frozen for the rest of your life. You're going to be frozen for the rest of your fucking life. We did fairly well there. He's almost dead. Go ahead and Spirit Walk. Probably just tank the rest of these. Yep. There we go. And we have one bounty to go. It's the fastest one, which is why I always save it for last. It is, the order that you do these in really doesn't matter at all. That's why I'm not stressing about that. The last bounty is Hell Rift level 1. Super duper, oh my god, amazing, easy. You just have to get to the level 2. You always have to get to Rift level 2. That's always a requirement. The requirement in Rift level 2 is usually different. For instance, this time, oh, we're lagging again. We're lagging again. Good old fucking internet connections. Normally, you have to kill a specific boss in this area, but we are tasked with killing every enemy in this area. Not a big deal. Shouldn't take that long, assuming I don't get disconnected from the Blizzard servers. Isn't this awesome? Isn't this like great, fantastic, amazing video content? I'm just walking down this area, and I'm casting bears, and I'm hoping for the best. We're going to rubber band here in a second, and I'm going to be taken back to the beginning. And it's going to be terrifying, like all the effects. Does this just go on forever now? Where does this lead? I'm so interested. Completely empty. It's a wasteland. It's a wasteland. Well, assuming I'm going to catch up eventually, that would suck to do all of this and not get a loot box. I have the theme song of Doug stuck in my head. Oh, there we go! Fucking clearly I'm hacking. Clearly I'm cheating. Like when I was walking around. That is the Doug theme song, right? Does anyone fucking remember Doug? Just remember, guys, Skeeter so hard that they called her Patty Mayonnaise. He Skeeter so hard they called her Patty Mayonnaise. I think it is Skeeter so hard, but that's weird to say out loud. Anyway, here we have another lag spike. Damn. We have a cursed chest here. Slay all the enemies before the timer runs out. I can do that. Drop cooldowns. Wow, that was hard. Plenty of diamonds. Diamonds all around. How many enemies do we have left? It's not telling us yet, so I believe it's over 5. I think it starts telling you at 5. Yep. I was totally guessing, by the way, just happened to be right. Go ahead, kill this. We'll go back to town. Sorry for the internet troubles in this video. Hopefully you were still able to see that this is a very effective and very viable build. I could definitely bring this into harder Torment levels right now, and all things considered, my gear isn't even that good. This is definitely a fun alternative to the pet witch doctors. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please be sure to hit the thumbs up button below. Leave us a comment down below as well. And if you're new to the channel, I encourage you to subscribe. Before we go, let's take a look at what this legendary axe is. It's probably a piece of shit. Let's see it. Let's see it. A vitality weapon. Why not? The Butcher's Sickle. I've actually seen this before. It's pretty cool. You have a chance when you're attacking to actually pull your enemy in. It's a shame I'm probably lagging too bad to actually show that. Oh well, thank you all for watching. I'll be back soon, hopefully with a more stable internet connection. Okay, bye.